Good morning. My name is Alana Daniels, and I'm in one of your courses this fall. I'm not only sending this to one professor, but to all of my professors for the fall. I felt like sometimes emails or messages, they just don't, that sometimes it's just not enough. And I felt like I just needed to talk, although we can't be face to face, but just talk and use a video or something to get everything that I have to say out. I am in one of your courses, and either I'm doing very well because the only thing that I have to do is one quiz and read the course material, and take the quiz, or I'm doing very bad because I have to, do so much work in a week, which, it's no excuse or whatever. But I am emailing to give a background of who I am, what I'm for, and to go ahead and ask you what the main thing that I'm asking you in the video. To start, I have been the best of the best since birth, and that's no doubt. Anyone important in the city, anyone important in the state, any of my past teachers, any of my past professors from the first college that I went to will tell you. There's no doubt about it. The best of the best. I've always been the best of the best. But my first year in college at Clayton State University, I got pregnant and I had to come back home. In 2018, when I had my daughter, May 2018, that's kind of when things started to turn for me. And one of my doctors says it's kind of because, like I said, I've always been the best of the best. I've almost never done anything wrong at all. And if it was something, it's something that's so small, something that it wasn't intentional, it didn't really matter as much. But, and I went from being, top of the line to, making what most people would call such a big mistake, and although I love my daughter and, she's my best friend, that having her was something that just, to this day, I'm suffering from it, mentally, and it's wearing on, my work at my actual job. It's weighing on my work at school, and it's just weighing on me heavily. So from 2018 until, now, I've had to, take antidepressants. I've had to, go to different counseling. I've had to just talk to different people. I've had to take many different breaks from school, many different breaks from work. Not really from my daughter, but sometimes there's a time where I'm just like, okay, we have to just get away so I call take a mental break. And I just recently took one, but I'm going to get to that. So I've always, since 2018, I've kind of brought myself down to the average worker, to the average student, or maybe below average worker, below average student. When before, I started working at 16 and I was making $30 an hour, in high school. And that's, amazing because grown adults don't make that. So I kind of brought myself down. And although I still had the same job, I was getting every other day, my boss was telling me, hey, I know something's going on with you, but you gotta get it together. And it was just going downhill from that. It's just a lot. But I've kind of been the C's get degrees students. When before, making an 89, I would cry, or always doing the best that I can, and even if it was an 89, I was okay with that. But lately it's always been a whatever, a whatever type of person. I'm going to wake up 10 minutes before it's time for me to go work, hurry up and get dressed and get there, just because I just haven't been right. And I know that's not an excuse, and I tell my boss, that's not an excuse, but no matter how hard I try, it's just like how hard I tried, it's just like I don't know what to do to get me back to that. I don't know what to do to get me back to that grind mode that I was in, before having my daughter. And finally, I said, this summer, I'm going to start over. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to start over and I'm going to get right. And that's what I intended to do. And that's what I had started to do. And then my coronavirus, happened. And I had sick family members, and I had to take care of two of my cousins because my older cousin was sick and had coronavirus, and they didn't. So I had to take care of them for a few weeks, and that kind of took out of that kind of weighed a little, toll on me and had me doing extra work. I had other family members that have been, on their deathbed sick. I've had people very close to me pass away, and that it happened. And after trying to deal with that, then I was sick myself. I've been dealing with sickness since I was a little girl, since I was in 6th grade. I've always had problems with my stomach, problems with my hormones, but this last time it was really, really bad to where I had to be put on bed rest for 2 weeks this summer. And although, after my 2 weeks on bed rest, I went to my doctor the next week, and it's like I just had, I was having problems after problems after problems, and everything that I thought would make my problem better, it just made it worse. So I ended up literally sick for almost 2 months with something that I thought would be better for only 2 weeks, bleeding chronically, the only thing that I could do is be here laying in my bed. I couldn't, I wasn't going to work. I wasn't doing schoolwork. And this is all recent. I wasn't, doing anything. All I could do was sleep all day long. My mom would have to take care of my daughter, or my fiance, would take care of my daughter while I was sleeping. I just couldn't. I didn't have the strength. That's literally, how I would explain it. It's like I was so weak. And even every time that I called my doctor, she would say, oh, it's because you're, ovarian cyst. You're bleeding because you're ovarian cyst. You're tired because of this. You're tired because of this. But I never got it fixed. It was always let's wait another 2 weeks to see if it'll heal on its own. And then when I went to the doctor after those 2 weeks, let's wait another month to see if it'll heal on its own. And although we did some things to, try to make it better, it never did. It just made it worse. I just got over that about a week and a half ago. And a week and a half ago, I said, you know what? I have to get my life together, because I can't drop out of school. I have a daughter to take care of. I have to graduate, because I have to just get away from Columbus, because I feel like that is the only way my mental health will get better, because that's the only way that I ever feel better is when I'm away from all of the things that I'm going through here with family. And then I just feel like that's where I get my refresher, and that's where I can just restart. So, a week and a half ago, I said I'm going to take a trip. I'm going to visit my friend. She lives out of town, and she has her own home, her own space. So she doesn't, work. So I figured I can go with her for a couple days, get my life together, get my mind together, sit on the lake, do some schoolwork, and do that. So I booked my flight on Thursday. I left immediately, right then. Like, I didn't wait hours. I booked my flight, and right then, it was time for me to go. It was time for me to leave Columbus to get on my flight in Atlanta. The very next day, the very next morning, I didn't get to spend any time in Texas. I didn't get to do anything at 3 a.m. I woke up out of nowhere with this feeling that something just wasn't right. So I called my fiance, and he didn't answer. I called him again, and he didn't answer, and it's not like him to not answer the phone no matter what time it is. So I said something's not right. So I went onto Facebook, because that's kind of where things get things happen on Facebook. You know, stuff gets spread quickly. So I went onto Facebook, and the first thing I saw was "Stay strong, I'm praying for you," and it was on my fiance's Facebook page. So my heart dropped. And long story short, he got into a really bad car accident, and he has shattered knees. His L1, L2, and L3 on his spine are fractured. His hip is broken. His head and his forehead and his head are completely just gone. Like, you know, the skin is all, it's away. He has no hair, nothing up here. It's completely white. At first when I first saw him, it was completely red, but it's completely white now. His hip, his back, his knees, his tibia and fibula are broken on one of his legs, and now he has right pneumonia in his lungs. And I think that was, I always say, things happen for a reason. I honestly think that was a wake-up call for not just him, but for me and his entire family, because, as soon as I went to get that break, that's when something else happened. And honestly, I think maybe God was saying, you don't need a break. You just need to be stronger. You just need to get your life together. Or I don't know what he was trying to tell me, but I just know that sitting at home or sitting at the hospital, what I've really been doing all day is just even more depressing. It weighs even more weight on me. And I've been going through so much this last 2 years, but really since coronavirus has started, this last few months, or even since summer, maybe May. And this just made it so much worse. And what makes it 10 times worse than that is we can't go in to see him because he has coronavirus. We can't, talk to him because he's not able to speak. He can't breathe on his own, so he does have like a ventilator, which will make his pneumonia worse. And he's put to sleep because he has so many injuries. They're saying the pain can kill him, so they have to keep him asleep, keep him sedated, and both of those things, keeping him sedated and then him not breathing on his own and him having coronavirus, are all three things that lead to, pneumonia. And all three things can make his pneumonia worse if he doesn't, wake up on his own, which is something that he can't do because they can't do surgery on him right now because his wounds are so bad and they're so open all over his body they can't operate. So that's that. I'm at a place in my life where I just don't know what to do. There's one part of me that just wants to say, you know what, I just need to drop out of school and maybe try again later. But there's another part of me that says, you have to stick it out because I have a daughter that I have to provide for. And I can't, literally, I cannot go back. I have to finish. And that's what I'm going to try to do. So my fiance, we don't know how long he has to be in the hospital, but we do know when he gets out, we're going to have to care for him 100% because he's not able to walk. He's not able to do anything on his own. We're going to have to care for him for at least 4 months. And I'm his caregiver. I'm that. He has, some family, but they can't. We can hire someone, but he doesn't have insurance. So there's a lot that deals with that, but for now, I'm his only caregiver. So he has to come home with me and Addie, my daughter. So what I'm asking, honestly, is just if there's any way I can get, my work in the next 2 weeks or for the rest of the semester or 3 weeks or 4 weeks or as much work for the rest of the semester as I can. I will complete it all in, whatever time frame, because from that moment that I need to care for him when he gets out of the hospital until then, I know I'm not going to be able to do schoolwork, work full time. I'm quitting my job once that happens. I'm trying to save as much as I can, and then of course my school refund was a little help. So I know I'm not going to be able to do anything, and even the nurse was saying, it's something that's like 2 part-time jobs because I have to care all day for him and all night, and I'm not sure if I will be able to. I may be able to, sit next to him and do my schoolwork or sit next to him and do work from home, but for right now, I just know mentally I won't be able to. I'm already mentally messed up now with I was mentally messed up without that going on, not able to do schoolwork because I just wasn't there. So I know with this going on, I just won't be able to. So I want to see if there's any way that I can get the rest of my quizzes for the semester, the rest of my schoolwork for the semester, every assignment that I need to complete by December, whatever, and I will complete it in the next 3 weeks. I will complete it all. For every course that I have, I will complete all of the work that I need, every single assignment for the last few, for the next 3 weeks. Or in the next 3 weeks for the rest of the semester. I know it may not be possible for some professors, because I do know some professors, they, get the material as we go, but I do know there are also some who already have the material there. They're just waiting to open it, for us. Or like the professors where I only have quizzes in that class and I only have to read the material. I know at least one of those 2 professors that do that already has probably the quizzes, ready to see if I could just take them. I know it's something that, I don't want any special treatment. If it's something that you're not able to do, if you're not capable to do, and if it has to put you in a strain to do that, if it's not as easy as open this assignment, open this week, then please don't even respond. You don't have to at all. I don't want that. But if it is something as easy as, just opening it, or if you don't mind at all, opening the rest of the assignments for me, then please get back to me or let me know what can I do in the next 3 weeks just to get back on track. Because I'm completely off track in almost all of my courses. And 2 of them I'm doing fine in. I wasn't supposed to coronavirus so for 2 weeks in the semester I was out, and then for 2 weeks I was on bed rest right before the semester started, and then for about 6 weeks after that until really now, I had been in chronic, really bad pain, abdomen pain, because of my ovarian cyst, and also bleeding really heavily where I couldn't really do anything at all, but like I said, sleep. So it's not an excuse at all. I don't want any special treatment. I don't want any sympathy, because I know there's so much more that I could have done. I know that I could have been taking my sertraline, and maybe that would have made me more motivated. But honestly, I didn't care. And that's just what it is. I cared, but not enough to get up in the morning. I cared, but not enough to see what exactly I needed to do to get my life on track at that moment. So I don't know. I'm just asking, what can I do in the next couple weeks to get back on track? What can I do to just finish all of my work at one time? If I have to, stay up all day, all night to read the course material, do all of the work that I need to do for the rest of the semester, I will, because at this moment, I'm motivated. And I don't know how I'll be in 1 week. Yesterday, I couldn't function. I couldn't breathe. I was crying so bad. I couldn't get up. I couldn't take care of my daughter. My daughter had to go with my mom. I literally could not breathe. I was hyperventilating all day, barely able to, breathe. I had to make myself calm down. So in this moment, right now, this morning, I am motivated to do something. And I don't know how I'll be tomorrow. I don't know how I'll be in 3 weeks when my fiance comes home and I see he's not able to do anything by himself. He's not even able to breathe by himself as of now. And I don't know why they're sending him home at all. But that's what, the surgeon basically said. You have to figure it out yourself once you get insurance. So, I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. So for right now, today, and for the at least 3 weeks, I'm going to try to continue to be motivated, continue to be strong, continue to know without this degree, I'm nothing. What can I do? What can I do today while I'm motivated? What can I do tomorrow while I probably still, will be motivated? What can I do for the rest of the week, or the next 2 weeks, or the next 3 weeks, or what I don't know. But I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. If you don't, if we need to have a Zoom call, or, if you just have advice, if you just say, maybe I think you should take this semester off, or take this semester and next semester off, or maybe I think you should just, do this. Take a week to yourself and then do this. Or maybe I think you should, while you're motivated for this next week, just complete all the work for the rest of the semester if you can. If you have any advice or anything to say, or just anything, I greatly appreciate it. I just need, I don't know. But for right now, I'm willing to do whatever. I'm not gonna lie, yesterday I wasn't. Last week I wasn't. But right now I am, and I want to take advantage of me being motivated right now to see what I can do to get back on track. I hope I wasn't talking too much, and I hope you understand where my heart is, and understand, honestly, sometimes I'm just not here. Thank you. Let me know. My phone number is 706-763-7164. And my email is daniels_alana@columbusState.edu. If you need me, call me, text me anytime, or, email me. Thank you so much.